that's my background. And I am also a graduate of UT Austin, which I think brought me a little bit into Zeke's story as well. But what really got me into his story is I heard Zeke talk about his own history. There was a showcase last year at the Austin History Center on Latino artists, and they each one of them stood up to the group and talked about who they are, the art they make, and how they came to make that art. And Zeke stood up and talked about his love of teaching and the teachers that invested in him to help him become what he has become. And that really resonated with me for a lot of reasons, but particularly because I had some really special teachers too. And that just never leaves you, the way that they pour themselves into you and want their students to become the best they can be. And so I just kept thinking about Zeke's story and how interesting it was. And it came up that we needed a new display case on the 3rd floor. This is the Bullock Museum. It's the story of Texas from its beginnings until now. And our 3rd floor has a Texas music gallery. And so, as you can imagine, we've had a lot of stories in there about a lot of very influential people, including some you might have heard of: Willie Nelson and his sister Bobby, Stevie Ray Vaughan, Beyonce, ZZ Top. And we're here today to join, to experience a new story joining that room, which is about Zeke and his experience as a musician and as a teacher, and the way that he has shaped Texas music history. I'll give you a moment at the end if you'd like, Zeke, but I think many of you know his story, that he started very young. He was invited to join a really important program in the history of this country called the Junior Strings Project, which brought in talented and enthusiastic youngsters to learn music and then to become music teachers in a moment when our supply, we could say, of teachers was very low after the World War II. And as we know, Zeke spent many years in the program and then began to teach in the program, and then as a teacher became a specialist in Mariachi, helped to install a lot of Mariachi programs in Texas and outside of Texas. And he has taught generations of students, and it's so meaningful, I think, that those generations of students are here today to see this case. And so Zeke is really a fixture of the mariachi community in Austin and beyond Austin. But it's because that he's not just a performer, and he continues to perform, as Allie told me, just recently performing, but because he's a mentor and continues to support his students all the way through their development. So I would say that we are all here today because of that, because Zeke is an extraordinary teacher and musician and a real pillar of Texas music. And so I'd like to thank Zeke and Allie, who really helped me decide what pieces of Zeke's personal history we could put in the case and what would help tell the story. And we're going to go down to the 3rd floor to see the case here in just a moment. I'll give you a couple reminders. As we know, we can take as many photos as we'd like, but we can't use flash in the gallery because it could damage the documents. The old ink deteriorates under flash photography. That's the only rule I have to say, but I'd like to thank all of you for being here, and I'd like to offer, if Zeke or anyone would like to say a quick word before we go down. Thank you.
Brittany?
Yes.
Personally, Zeke and I would both like to thank the beginning and the retirement. We have students from 1979 like Anthony, there's 13 in the 8th grade, and he was in the class with people that you all know, Adolf Ortiz, Alex Ramirez, and others that started out in 1979. And then we went through different occupations that he did, and his retirement was 7 years, of course, with the UT Ensemble. So we have his students that graduated in 2018. So here we have 8th grade from 1979 to 2018. Thank you all, his students from UT, and a couple that came after he retired. But that is so heartwarming, because the students at Travis High School in 1979 and 80 called me the Mariachi Mama, and that's what I've been. Right. He still calls me Mariachi Mama, so that is a very, very big honor to have gone through. Now we have the missing link of the 5 years he was in El Paso, and I had to do an internship for my superintendent certificate from UT, and they sent me to El Paso. And before Zeke got there was nothing in El Paso. And his students that were there 89 to 94 have made El Paso just like the Rio Grande Valley. They have an annual border mariachi festival. Some of them are teachers, some of them are administrators, and one of them that was a catalyst is a CPA, but he's in charge of all the mariachi things. So we thank the El Paso kids that have done so much in El Paso, as well as Travis, and of course our UT former students. Thank you guys, I love you all so much.
We love you too.
Yes, please.
Yeah, I'd like to recognize a couple of other people. Anthony, for one, man. I mean, he's been there the long haul, man. And the other one I want to recognize is Lizzie over there. My dad started her also in 8th grade.
Wait. 6th grade center, the last one. I had him for orchestra.
That's
and
right.
Then orchestra and
That's
mariachi.
right.
And
That's
then
right.
orchestra and mariachi
So
again.
since 6th grade, she went all through Travis, played the mariachi, and Lizzie, thank you for being here. It means a lot to us. It means a lot. And Lena, her sister Lena also, that's right. And I guess last but not least, the last person I want to recognize is my brother Chris.
There you go.
Over
Hey!
there. Dad started him at Travis in 9th grade, and he's still playing to this day. You know.
You know, if I can just add to that, you know, over the years when I was in high school, you know, Dad and I would work on arrangements, and went off to college, studied music. I'd come back and work on arrangements and all. And so just yesterday afternoon, I whipped out my laptop. Hey, Dad, come on over. Let's work on this arrangement. And so it was really special to work with him on this arrangement yesterday. He's got his violin, I've got a guitar, and I'm on the computer and putting notes into Finale. You know, I haven't quite made it to Dorico yet, but at any rate, that was, you know, it took me back many years to have that time with my dad, and what it's represented over the years for me. So thank you.
Can I say something real quick? Okay. I'm Terry Castro. My father-in-law was the one that started everything, and he was my biggest teacher, a mentor, everything. And my mother-in-law too was a mentor for me as a professional educator. But my father-in-law was the best maestro for all of us. He's our best maestro. And I tell him, Dad, you might be my father-in-law, but you will always be my maestro. Nobody takes that place. And I love you so much. I'm so proud of you for everything that you've done for all of us. And we're getting old, and we're still playing. We're out there. all the young ones are coming and taking our places, but we don't want to move. Thank you for everything that you've done for us, for all of us.
Thank you.
Can I give a shout out?
Yes.
I like to say I started my tenure at UT Austin in 2017, and that year was Zeke's last year. And whenever he left, man, it was gut wrenching for all of us. We didn't want him to leave, right? But he had already retired and got out of retirement and came back. Well, when I first got to UT, I was very, very much not exposed to the mariachi scene. I think I emailed him one time and I said, hey, is there a spot? He's like, heck yeah, there is. We'll meet you on Friday. Come to the music building, we'll talk. And was supposed to be a 15-minute conversation, led to an hour of us just talking. And that same year, these guys behind me, this is just a fraction of what you see. We formed Mariachi Cielo Azul. And I really don't think, had I not met with Zeke just for that hour and got bought into the program, that our group wouldn't be here today, and we're now the largest mariachi in Austin. So that's directly correlated to you, Zeke, so I appreciate it.
Wow.
Yeah, I will also speak some words to not only the musicality that exudes from Dr. Zeke, but as you were saying, his mentorship and how he, for me, I'm technically an immigrant. I was born in Texas, but I grew up in Mexico, and then coming to UT, getting acquainted with the culture outside of where I grew up, and having a place ahead just to be not only taught of the music from my culture, but also the history. And he's a living entity of that history. And I believe that's what we came to celebrate today. I'm so happy to join you today.
Alan?
Yeah. Hello, I'm Alan. I'm part of the last mariachi class Zeke taught in 2017-2018. Zeke taught me mariachi from zero to what I am today. And yeah, like what everyone's saying, it's right. Zeke is not only an inspiration for music, but really he taught us integrity, collaboration, and friendship. There's one thing that I'm just now thinking that he tells us every time, every class, that mariacheros make good compañeros. So, mariachi musicians make good companions. You will find great friendship with the people you play with. And I find that to be very, very true. Like some of my best friends are the people I play with today. And that just goes to show why, like, Austinites like to call Zeke the El Rey of Mariachi, and why Austinites call his wife Mariachi Mama. Thank you, Zeke.
Like I was saying, we were the last sixth grade center. I think I'm the only one with the privilege of having Mr. Castro from sixth grade through my senior year that I graduated.
Wow.
Because he went to my feeder schools, and to have him and Miss Castro, they are my mariachi mom and dad. That they inspired me so much to do. I mean, I may not have gone as high as they were hoping to, but my kids are going so much higher because a lot of that, and they were so good to us as a family, and they would take care of us like we were their kids. That's why they're our mariachi parents. Both of y'all, we love y'all.
If I may get up and say my 2 words, plus many more. It turns out that in my life, I was honored to have been put in a position where this was the last place that I taught was at the University of Texas in Austin. And they said, we want to hire you, we need to hire you because we need help with our mariachi program. And fortunately, I had already had some experience in working with, first of all, playing in mariachis, and then working with other students at different levels, high school, middle school, and about teaching them how to play mariachi music. And not only how to play, but to try and find out for when you play mariachi music, what are you trying to get across? And mariachi music comes direct from Mexico, and you know how Mexicans are. They've got a great big heart, and they don't mind sharing what they've got with other people. And I had that opportunity, and I had students that are here now, and I tried to show them, we're gonna play music, but forget band, orchestra, and choir. They play the music, but they just play the notes. Mariachi music is playing the feeling of the music. That's what you're trying to get across. We're not just playing notes, the notes that are there following them. It's the meaning of the music that you are playing. That's the whole idea of mariachi. That's what differentiates mariachi music from band, orchestra, and choir. And it took me a while to figure that one out personally. But that involved piece by piece into mariachi music. And at first I was just applying the way to play that was played at a symphony orchestra. And it took me a while to figure out that ain't the way you play mariachi music. It's not this, you get in, you're sending the sensation out to the people you're playing for. That's what you're trying to get them to feel. The meaning of the music that you are playing. It's not just notes. You're trying to get a feeling across. It took me a long time to figure that one out. And when I finally did make that bridge from symphonic playing to mariachi music, oh, it was wonderful to play. I understood then what the mariachi music was all about. They were sending a meaning to the people that you're playing for. You're just not playing notes. You've got to be playing a meaning, and that's what the whole thing is all about. And finally, it dawned on me. I think my wife beat me up a number of times to figure out what was going on. Thank you, honey. But, it took me a while to figure out how you play mariachi music. It's not symphonic music. It's not note, that's what you're going to be playing. You're not playing note. You're playing the meaning of the song. That's what you're trying to get across, the meaning of the song. That's the whole feeling of playing mariachi music. It took me a long time to figure it out. But when it finally dawned on me what it was all about, oh, did I enjoy playing mariachi music. It was the best thing that ever happened to me. And I did a lot of symphonic playing. But playing mariachi music, you're not just playing note. You're playing the feeling of that song. And it may be the enjoyment of life, or it may be the romance you have in your life, or anything else that you want to feel while you are playing. So mariachi lets you do that. Actually, lets is not the right word. It's what it's calling you to do. There's a meaning to each one of the songs, and you've got to figure out what the meaning is all about, and then just go and you play that. And I finally figured it out, and Well, I don't know if I figured it out or not. My good wife right here hit me upside the head several times. So finally
Well,
caught
I'm
on.
getting ready to do that, because I do want to give you, I forgot about another missing link. When Zeke graduated from UT in 1961, he turned 22 in July, started teaching in Columbus, Georgia, as an orchestra teacher. And he did so well at the high school, Columbus High School, that the junior league and other community people talked him into being the founder of the Muskogee County Youth Orchestra. And that became a very large element in the Columbus, Georgia community. And there were articles, and I think I've sent Brittany articles about the missing link in Columbus, Georgia. And one of the articles said, well, it's the founder and director of the Muskogee County Youth Orchestra is only 4 or 5 years older than some of his high school seniors. So he was just 22 when he started the in Columbus, the Muskogee County Youth Orchestra. And I think to this day, it has continued, and what he starts just continues on and on. And I am so happy that what he has started, because he's a transformational leader, has started, and we're very proud of what UT is doing now, and they are wonderful. And I believe all the other programs are doing well too. But I did want to say that he did do the youth orchestra when he was only 22. Excellent.